What?
Hey, I'm Julian, and welcome to Imagination Station.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about your family's experience with Imagination Station?
This is our first child, and it's been really hard to even put him in a center, so we were very, very selective in our choosing, and IS1 is where we chose, and we've been extremely happy ever since that.
Go back to that point where you were making a decision about putting your son into a preschool environment. What made you choose Imagination Station?
I work for Aflac, obviously, and when he was born, December 18th, we went through centers here in Columbus and continued to research. And when we ended up at IS1, it was a no-brainer. It was right here by the office. The staff was wonderful. They walked us through the center, gave us a complete tour, and from that point on, the safety, the cleanliness, the staff, that was all important.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about that first day.
Nerve-wracking. We did go ahead and do a full day. I felt like it would be better. He was only, 2.5 months old, so I didn't feel as if he had the mental capability of knowing whether mom was there or not, but I did call the center 2 or 3 times and just make sure that everything was going okay.
So tell me a little bit about your family's experience here with Imagination Station.
Well, we have a 3.5-year-old named Jackson that's in Miss Kaylee's room. He's been through all the rooms around, and Cameron just started in the baby room, and we've had an amazing experience so far. I've been able to, breastfeeding was very important to me for both of them, and I was able to do that, come over, nurse them. They were great with the breast milk bottles, anything, even though it may not be the norm nowadays, and everything's been great, and they've worked with us for everything.
Awesome. Do you remember the first day you brought your first child to the school?
I do.
Tell me about that.
I do. Put him in the swing, gave him a kiss, almost burst into tears, and left for work. And it was a lot easier with the second one because I knew he was in a good place. I knew everybody cared about him. I knew he'd be fine.
Would you recommend to your coworkers to have them bring their children to Imagination Station?
Definitely. I tell a lot of parents that I know, being involved in church and things like that, we know a lot of parents that have kids this age, and they're all jealous that we have the Aflac Day here. It's on site. It's right by. They have healthy meals. They're on board with everything. It's great.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about the teachers of your children.
We've had, he really liked Miss Tiss's room. That's kind of I feel like that was a transition between the babysitting and then the preschool, and they learned so much, and that's when they start talking more, and they kind of explode with their vocabulary, and that was really fun. And Miss Wendy especially had good feedback with her. She told me a lot of things that Jackson was doing great, and then things he needed to work on, and I really appreciated that feedback. And so I think each teacher's had something different that they brought to the table that we've enjoyed.
If one of your coworkers came up to you, would you recommend Imagination Station?
I've already started that. Oh, we've already started that.
Okay.
There is an incentive. One incentive is that you can get a little bit off of your monthly amount in what you pay, and then the other incentive is the fact that this is the best station. There's the ratios with the Georgia state laws. She stays a little bit below those, so we loved that. I want the independent one-on-one time. Every parent wants their child to be the best or be the one that the teachers love, and so I think that's been another great incentive, is that the ratios are a little bit less here, which she stays in those, so we love that.
So tell me the types of things that your 3.5-year-old tells you when he comes home from school.
Well, they learned, my parents live in Virginia Beach, so he calls them a lot on the phone on the way home and tells them what he learned about school, so I get to hear a play-by-play a lot. This week they learned about animals that live in caves and where animals live and animals' homes, and last week I guess they learned about birds because he talked about vultures, those are big birds and things like that, and they're doing a lot more creative thinking type things than they're doing in his classes, and that's kind of cool too.
Awesome. And if you could describe your family's experience with Imagination Station using 1 or 2 words, what words would you choose?
Then I would just say it's been a great experience.